Elizabeth.
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph.
But it's you who insisted I join the Ask.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the
You certainly have an inquisitive mind.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reid.
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lance-Bearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reid. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
I'm not sure I'm the best candidate for such a task.
I can hear the hesitation in your voice, Dr. Reid. I admire a man of principles. But in this matter, there is more at stake than your moral comfort.
It's not a moral question, Lord Redgrave. It's the responsibility of giving immortality to a man I barely know.
Nonsense. Aloysius has been a member of the Ascalon for years. This is but the fruition of a long-held plan.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Your word is my command.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson, to make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I won't do it. The very thought of it makes me sick.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Right to vote is
It's locked. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood. I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
This is now my domain, young Exodus! You're mine! You're feeble! Gotcha! Stupid! Ascalon! I will crush you!
Louise's father was determined to find and save her. This is despicable. can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Let me go, you bastard! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here?
Your prey is mine now!
Disgusting arsehole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife!
You fever!
Let me go, you bastard!
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name?
My name is Dr. Reid. I managed to track you down.
So my father really was looking after me.
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so...
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't...
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse.
I must find my father's body. He does...
Goodbye. I have this thirst for blood.
Good evening. It's Dr. Reid. I didn't know. Always glad to. Too long indeed. Look, I'm still... Don't get me... Tell me. I wouldn't... Have you... Other thing... Does you... Have you not? So you're... Something... What she doesn't... You... Maybe... It's always... Good evening.
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Goodbye for...
I hope...
Good evening.
You know...
Do you need...
Oh, yeah.
I'm just...
Perhaps.
Goodbye.
Dr. Reid, I am glad.
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town. And who are you? I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. I work for the Ascot Club. You should have said so, sir. I'm a... What? I'm the what? What? I'm not, haven't I? All right. And we both... Why a criminal? No, all right. What I told? Do what? Yes. What I know? Tell I'm not... How could... That's my... What is ticket? Do you need... I'm a... You'll quickly feel... Thank you.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it. With just...
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Reid? Is there anything? No, it's just... I think that's odd. I'm afraid... Tell me, wait and why, because we... Why do you want... I'm not... Can as you please. Do you like... I know... Yes, but what do we yet? And I stopped. But does it... Tell... I just... Cool. I really can't... Why is Pat... Why? Well...
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Goodbye.
Good evening, sir. Yes, please. That's all you... What is it not? I supply am agate. May I know? You must from what? May I believe... What? It's the only... Why is because... I still... Then I am... What is that all? Heracles. Good more, but what else could it be? I don't know. Have you ever... Tried at least...
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Goodbye.
Jonathan Reid. I beg you, of course you do. You are the leader, primate, of the Brotherhood of the Cult. Yes. What can I read? So you... Oh. Now. Reid, you could... Tell me. Some guard did they support? Do you want if you... For how it was... What do you make? Can I use... Yes, look up. Here, a soldier. Can I put them up? Perhaps later. How do you... I told you. Is it vamp? I would... How I told you. Is it vamp? All right, you're... How does one... Mary suffer? Mary, of course. What was the problem? Who fast? So you answer.
Is there anything you could tell...
Aloysius Dawson.
He's not the owner.
True. Good. I rarely...
It's locked, all right.
So many signs to...
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Finally you're here, Dr. Reid. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reid. Planned very carefully.
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold, so cold.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reid, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reid, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen, as long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Are you ready for immortality, Mr. Dawson? Drink now, And say farewell to life as you prepare to be reborn.
What do you mean, drink? What about the blood transfusion?
I'm the doctor and the vampire here, so I'll give the orders. Drink, sir. Now.
All right.
Good. That's enough. That's enough, I said.
I will not die. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, no. You will die, sir. Steel yourself. You're already in death's grip.
Is it done, Dr. Reid? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
Yes, my lord. Ascalon has a new recruit, as you ordered.
Wonderful news. I've waited for this outcome for so long. Tonight you served your country, the king himself, beyond all expectation.
Thank you, my lord.
No, thank you, Dr. Reid. Now, could you do me one last favor?
Of course. What is it?
Go outside and talk with that disgusting creature I saw waiting for you in front of this mansion.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll have a look.
Good. I didn't kill her on the spot, for she claims to be a friend of yours. But don't you dare bring such a creature near me again.